summarize our entity and attributes, we're going to be looking at entity types and entity sets, and then the ER, which is the entity relationship diagram for entity and attribute. So for entity types, defines a collection of entities that have the same attributes. That's the type for this entity. So for example, if we have a bunch of employees, we have all these entities. We don't have any data on the employee. This is just the descriptor for the schema or intention. We want to describe the schema or intention for a set of entities that share the same structure. For an entity set, the collection of all entities of a particular entity set in the database at any point in time is called our entity set. So if we have a collection of all of the entities that we've made, so the entity types, basically for this example, if we have a collection of employees, collection of students, this is going to be our entity set. It's for any point in time. So if we have a university and you graduate in 4 years, we're going to have a new entity set after every year, because every year students are going to be graduating, or for employees when companies leave. So it's at any point in time. Set of instances for employees is given to as example. And so this could not just be when someone leaves or someone comes in. This can also be for like a group of employees, specific group. It's also called the extension of the entity type. Lastly, we have the ER, entity relationship diagram, for entity and attribute. So at the top we have our entity. Below this we have our single attribute. With our single attribute here, we then have composite attributes. We can have a multi-valued attribute, so that means something has multiple values like this. Or we can have a derived attribute, so if it's like a single attribute and it is derived from some other information. We must follow this notation. Next, we are going to be looking at keys, different from entity type and entity sets, but still in the same set of notes.